Hi everyone, welcome back to Authentic Worth Publishing. I do hope you're well. In today's video, I'm going to be speaking about my new book, The Power of a Forward-Thinking Mindset, in chapter 8 called Tests, Trials and Tribulations. On page 156, it states that you would be surprised at not only who you meet, but who God will connect you with because you've surrendered, meaning that you walked in obedience and faith. Letting go rather than being stuck is what cultivates a positive and healthy mindset, because giving your thoughts a break is good for your health, spirit, and soul. When the storms come, you need to make an intentional decision to let go by admitting that the problem is weighing you down. Due to pride, we don't want to be open about our struggles to prevent humiliation, but regardless, that is where freedom is birthed. You will never know what's preventing your success if you open your mind to new ways of learning and thinking. We all have gifts, but being available to learn new skills is a great way to minimize self-limiting thoughts and explore different ways to grow and be better. It doesn't matter where you are in life. Being stuck is very uncomfortable, but staying stuck should never be an option. When you think about the 3 T's, tests, trials, and tribulations, what comes to your mind? Anxiety, fear of the unknown, stress. When it comes to the tests of life that we will all go through, they are never unavoidable. We will all go through these triggers. We will go through these trials. We will go through these temptations. But in the end, you must understand that they do not define you. It's uncomfortable right now. I totally understand. But if you're not willing to face your trials head on, how can you be set free? It's very easy to hide your pain with a smile, with makeup, with going out, with spending more than you actually earn, because it can happen. But ultimately, when you get home, you start crying, you start regretting, you start whinging. What's the essence? Why can't we learn how to be real with ourselves? Even if life isn't going the way you expected it to go. And please mind me when I say this, you have your plans, but God also has his plans. So what you think your life is going to become may not necessarily be what God has for you. And that can be a good thing. So don't think that because what you've desired to happen to see isn't happening, that there's something wrong with you. No, there's nothing wrong with you unless you think there is. Because the trials are meant to push you to become a better version of yourself. The trials are there to help you to persevere in life because you are on your own journey. The trials, the tests, and the tribulations that we go through start within us. How we think about ourselves, how we perceive other people to be. Are we happy with ourselves? Are we happy with others? As it states in this book, you have to learn how to let go of the thoughts that you have in your mind. Be willing to lay down your pride and ask for help. You need to open your mouth. You need to set yourself free. Another contributing factor to test, trials, and tribulations is that it says in page 159 that there is pressure to have everything put together at a young age and may not be suitable for everyone. This doesn't mean that you are lazy or your future isn't going to look bright. And I'm going to stop here because a lot of the times it's very easy for the millennials to make you think that where you are now is going to be your permanent life. You never know what someone else is going to become in the future. They may be going through a hard time right now, but I strongly guarantee you, don't look at them from the lens of failure. Do not look at people from the lens of she won't make it or he won't make it. You'll be very surprised because the way God will come through for that person, you will really be shocked. He can do it. He's not a God of favoritism. And when it comes to the trials that we go through, don't even allow anxiety or limiting beliefs to deter you from believing in the best. I stated here that you should not allow society or the pressures of life to get you into a responsibility that you are not ready to handle. Aside this, not everyone may have the opportunity for their plans to go the way they thought. Breathe. It's okay to not have everything at once. Some things will take time, especially if they're valuable and they're going to add so much impact in the society. I also want to touch upon dressed up pain. What is dressed up pain? Looking good on the outside, but feeling so vulnerable on the inside, feeling nervous, feeling frustrated. And I said on page 160, for those who have the book, that how many of us smile deep down, but we are desperately broken. And if you want to know more, you need to get my first book, It's Time to Heal, which I will also link in the description bar below. I've covered up a lot in the years, pretending I was good, living my best life. But realistically, I was confused, frustrated, worn out, and wanted to understand the meaning of life. Dressed up pain is where you are in a large crowd of people while it's feeling alone. What hurts at times is when people see you and assume everything is going well in your life. And that's another reason why you need to be very careful of how you portray yourself on social media. Don't pretend to have a life you don't have. And I remember saying this in one of my chapters, that you should never promote a life that you do not have. You should always cultivate humility in the season that you're in, because when the trials and tests and tribulations come, we will see who will pass the test. Then it says here that people see you and want what you have, not willing to do what it takes to achieve it. They think that going from A to Z will take one day, not realizing that you need to go from B, then C, then D, then E, etc. Those self-limiting doubts and beliefs can cause a lot of people to give up and question themselves. Our pain speaks louder than our words, because when you think about it, no human being can take away your pain. They can understand your pain, but they won't be able to eliminate it. Sometimes pain is good to push you forwards to destiny. Everyone around you has their own tolerance of pain. So what A may be able to handle, B may not be able to handle. There is only so much that one can take until they blow. I've met people that are socially anxious, and you will never know unless you're with them. And you may have a friend right now that could be socially anxious. What are you doing to contribute to that person's mental health? Dressed up pain doesn't help you look forwards. It only wants you to see what's going wrong and how you'll never make it. And sometimes it could even be ourselves that causes us to delay our progress, because we're too hard on ourselves. We don't see the best in ourselves. All we see is the worst. The dreams and visions that people have slowly start to diminish because the fear of lack has gripped their mind and told them to cover it up with a holiday or two, or a night out with a couple of drinks. You're stressed, I'm going out with my friends. I'm going to do some retail therapy. You know you can't afford it. And when you come back, you're drained. Why do you do that? Why don't you just humble yourself? Why don't you reach out to someone and ask them to help you? Sometimes God will make your pain obvious because he wants to use you mightily for his glory, to encourage the upcoming generation. Don't allow the tests and the trials and the tribulations to put you back from fulfilling your goals. You've got a destiny and a purpose to fulfill, and you are on a race, which is your own. So don't allow these triggers of life and the circumstances that you are going through to stop you from persevering. Learn how to persevere in pain, and I guarantee you, you will be one of the candidates that will be chosen to help many nations in the near future. So this book can be found on www.authenticworth.com/books for a signed copy. And I want to really take this opportunity to thank everyone that has invested in a copy of this book. For those of you who want to dive in more into the book, as mentioned, do get it on Authentic Worth. There's a lot to cover in chapter 8, but I just wanted to give a little snippet of what is involved in the book. But don't forget to get your copy. When you do get it, please tag Authentic Worth on Instagram and Twitter. Let me know how you're finding it, and also let me know what other chapters you're reading as well. Our next chapter is 9, which is called The Authentic Few. Now this one, you don't want to miss out. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you then. Bye.